My name is Harshavardhan and I am representing the Department of Agriculture, Government of Maharashtra. I am here today to talk about the Farmer CUG plan which was launched in 2010 by the department. I'll just introduce briefly what the department has been doing in the ICT space. It was probably one of the earliest adapters of ICT, in the sense computers and softwares were adapted way back in 1986. With the help of local NIC units, we had some simple data entry and statistical programs going on. Internet has been in place till block level by, say, 2002, broadband connections. And some of the key initiatives that the department has taken so far includes an SMS-based circle level rainfall recording application which records daily rainfall using just a simple SMS and which gets uploaded on the server. E-Parwana, which is an online system where manufacturers and dealers apply for getting the input dealership and sales licenses. E-Tibak is a project where farmers can apply for micro irrigation subsidy online. CropSap is a mobile-based crop management project in which advisory is given after the field surveys. CropWatch is a weekly watch is kept on the area that is sown, and that is available in the terms of MIS reports. Mahakrushi SMS was a gateway that we used in Maharashtra with the help of BSNL, and which is now replaced by Kisan SMS, the central government's initiative. And finally, the Farmer CUG project, for which I am presenting it today. So, what was the need for having a CUG? We had number of IT projects going on, but what we wanted was to have each farmer should have at least one mobile with him, but at the same time it had to be very affordable, because farmers will not pay probably 400 or even 500 rupees per month for a prepaid connection. Another important point was farmers should be able to speak with other farmers in their region and speak with department officials who work in their talukas and circles to have a better knowledge exchange, and also have mobiles as a service delivery channel. What the department has done in this case is it has decided the CUG plan rates. We validate the farmers. We validate that he in fact is a farmer before he is given the connection using his land records. And we also ensure that the coverage or the service delivery is consistent. I mean, there is no coverage drop or network drop wherever possible. So these are the features of the CUG plan. The first phase was launched in 2010, and we had about 6 lakh subscribers by then. As I said, the main emphasis was on the minimum monthly recharge. You will see in the next slide what it is. There was GPRS and 3G data also included in the plan. The service is provided by BSNL, and so far we have around 1.5 million subscribers in the state. So these are the plan features. So in the first plan, the monthly recharge was 109 rupees per month. In that, the farmer got 400 free calls to any network, 100 free calls to BSNL, and about 1 GB of GPRS data. And this was so popular that because of the 1 GB data, we would have 2 to 3 recharge in 1 month. And so at the time of the next plan, BSNL was very adamant that our financial numbers are going out of the way, because people are using 1 GB GPRS or up to 3 GB GPRS in a month. So we had to reduce that limit to bring it to 200 MB, but still that was popular, and we had about 8 lakh subscribers for the second plan. And the recently released third plan, it has about 200 MB of 3G data, not GPRS, so we have upgraded to 3G. And the cost is slightly upgraded to it's slightly on the costlier side at 128 per month. So the main benefits that we derived out of it was that we gave a channel to the farmers where they can directly interact with the agriculture experts and scientists. They can directly reach their Atma and village level officers, because they are also part of the CUG. So it is not just the farmers, but the scientists, experts and the department officials all have been made part of the CUG. So the calling between them is absolutely free. We got a channel for SMS advisory services. We have been using the Mahakrushi gateway of the state, but from last year, July 2013, we are using the Kisan SMS service, which was launched by the Agriculture Ministry in Delhi. And using that service, we have been able to send all these messages. And the advantage was we already had a database of farmers, around 15 lakh farmers we already have in our database, and Maharashtra is leading in terms of number of advisories sent. So in all states where Kisan SMS is being used, we are leading in the number of advisories sent. The farmers also have an access to Kisan call center and other call centers where they can directly pick up their mobile and get advisory on the call. The way ahead is we plan to reach about 3 million subscribers, and I think we will reach because we already have 1 to 2 lakhs of the third plan, and we are planning to have convergence of services around the mobile. There is a agriculture mission mode project called a National E-Governance Program for Agriculture, headed by in fact Sanjay Gupta sir. So under that program we have a number of services around pest management, inputs management, good agriculture practices, weather advisory, prices, arrival points, so etc. So all those services will be delivered using mobiles, and we already have a rich mobile base of beneficiaries. So it will be very convenient for us to deliver these services under any GPA. SMS gateway, so we can send services and alerts using the Krishi SMS gateway, again developed by under the Kisan SMS service. We are also going ahead with having USSD based applications, so that the farmers need not pay for any SMS cost. We are going ahead with some Android based apps also. So we are developing an app for a magazine which is already there in Maharashtra Shetkari magazine. So that will be available in terms of an app in probably 2 months. And in terms of VAS, we are planning to have agriculture theme based caller tunes on those mobiles, as well as audio advisory. Thank you.
One thing which I would like to bring to your notice is one of the points that he was mentioning about is about the lack of outreach to the farmers. Now, when you're talking of 6 lakh farmers and upwards, then you can't force mobiles on people, farmers. So, for the purpose, what from our side, from NABARD side, what we have done is we have what is known as farmers clubs, which are formed by either NGOs or banks in each village, one per village. So by and large, most of the people in one village have similar cropping patterns and other practices. So what we try to do is, when each farmer is not able to contact, say, other advisory services, it's also always possible that one farmers club can come in handy for all the farmers in that particular village. So how NGOs or other organizations like you can take advantage of the farmer club, you can think of it.
Any questions?
I just want to know that how you are keeping a tab that whatever you are providing, farmers are using actually for the same.
See, when I mentioned we have 6 lakh and 8 lakh users, so those are the active users. So we have. So we get that information from BSNL that this particular number is active or not active.
You are providing the SMS and the data plan. So how you are keeping a tab that person, that farmer is using for the agricultural purpose?
See, that we have, we cannot say that 1 GB GPRS is being used. It could be being used for downloading music also. So we don't have a control of that sense, but at least it has prompted people to get using mobiles. Like some farmer who didn't have a mobile in his hand, because of this plan he has a mobile or more than one connection, and then we have a ready delivery channel so that we can exploit it for various kinds of deliveries.
Yeah, I'll now request